It's the Exotic Trash Podcast. Yeah. Hello, and welcome back to the Exotic Trash Podcast. It has been 5 years since I've done an episode of podcast, but it's been well, if you don't count the most recent uploads, it's been 4 years since I've last uploaded anything on here. So, yeah, I'm just really excited to be back, and now you're probably like, "Hey, what the fuck's going on?" It's one dude. This is barely a podcast. Well, this is more like a, "Hey, I'm explaining. I'm just going to tell you some shit. Where I've been for the last 4 years. 4 years. It has been 4 years. Holy shit. Well, some of you deserve answers. Some of you don't. But I'm going to focus on the people that do deserve answers because we're going to go right into where the hell have I been? What about that? So that's kind of a complicated story. So within the past 5 years, I have moved a total of 8 times. 8 times. Do you know how many times that is in a year? That's too fucking much. And to add on top of all the other times I've moved in my life, it's just like, oh my god, yeah, it really puts into perspective like how much your adult life is just moving. Also, I felt like you should probably see my face, but it's just it doesn't record as well if I'm not, close to the microphone because I got actual equipment. Yeah, that's right. So you're not going to hear a bunch of stupid static and BS. But something else about these past 4 years is that I've been lonely, not in the aspect of like a relationship, because I've been with Hannah, my amazing girlfriend, for over 3 years now, and I didn't feel as if I could make friends anymore when I was living in Michigan. But before I moved up there, I just felt betrayed in multiple aspects of my life, and well, I found it very hard to trust people for a very long time. But now that I'm back in Tiffin, I feel extraordinary. I Let me tell you, it's amazing. Just the amount of people that have been super welcoming and awesome. It's amazing. I love you guys. You're all awesome. But I do want you guys to know that I never actually left because as a matter of fact, I was running a Lego channel for close to a year when I was living in Michigan. I just did not promote it at all because I was hoping, oh yeah, if I just make Lego videos, then people will be like, "Ah, yes, fucking, I love Legos. Let's hop in on this." It did not take off. Like the views were considerably pretty good. Like some of the videos would get like 400 plus views, something like that. But it's the subscriber rate, and it's mostly because, and no offense to the children on YouTube, but it's mostly because it's the kids on YouTube that are watching Lego stuff and they don't make their own accounts. It's their parents, and then their parents get mad at them for subscribing and whatever. It's a whole thing, but yeah. So I think the channel wound up with 25 subscribers by the end of it, which isn't bad because I mean I ran that thing for a year and didn't really promote it, and it did well. There's more views on the channel than there are videos, so that's something to be excited about. But I'll try to leave a something for that like in this vicinity. But yeah, so the channel's name is Simbrix TV, and I actually have one's sort of a stop motion, the other's not very much. The other one's very much a stop motion. The one was basically just a bunch of stills of Lego figures that kind of work in like a comic book sort of deal, whereas the other one is 100% stop motion. Um, and I wish I had done more stuff with that. It's just doing things like that is very time consuming and very money consuming. Good lord, the amount of money I spent on that channel Oh god, I definitely spent well over like, let's say, I don't even want to say, but it was definitely over. Um, probably close to probably close to like $2,000 worth of Legos. Yeah, let's not talk about that. So I wasted my money on Legos. What else did I possibly waste my money on? Yup, that's right. I got into Warhammer 40,000. Yes. Uh, for those of you that don't know about Warhammer 40K, basically it is a tabletop war game where you have multiple units that attack and this, that, the other. It The way I like to think of it is, if you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons, so imagine you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, but instead of controlling one character, you're instead controlling an entire army. So like the rules can be complicated, and it's like, oh, a 3-hour game is meant to simulate 1 minute of combat. So that's yeah, and I think that's probably inflated there. I think it might be less than a minute. But yes, it is a very time consuming and money consuming hobby. Because basically what you do is you buy the figures, and typically you'll get like, if you're getting like Space Marines or something, you'll either get like a pack of 5 or 10 for $60. So it depends on like what kind of squad you get even. There's so much that goes into this game. But basically you buy the figures for 60 to sometimes there are figures that are over $1,000, just so you know. But yes, you can spend anywhere from 60 to $1,000 on a figure, and then you're going to probably spend $100 in paints. Yeah, depending on which brand of paints you get, because then you have to paint this all gray model. And let me tell you, like, you can use the gray, but you are not playing the game to its full potential, because by painting your figures, you're able to gain 10 points. Yes. So by wasting hours of your day, you can get 10 points in a game that ultimately means nothing, because every time they change the rules, which seems to be like every fucking 6 months, uh, they just completely wipe the rule set, and then they decide, oh, yes, let's make these guys harder to play with now. That's a great idea. But I collect 5 armies for Warhammer, and yeah, just to get an idea of how much I've gone into this. My main army is the Thousand Suns, which are a Chaos Space Marine faction, which for those of you that know the game, know that I fuck with wizards then, because then I got Tyranids, Space Marines, Orcs, and the Astra Militarum as my other armies. But Thousand Suns, ooh, I look at my Magnus model that I 3D printed, yes, because I also got into 3D printing, because that is the only way to make Warhammer affordable. So you got, yeah. I'll talk about that in a second though, but every time I look at my Magnus, the red model that I 3D printed, I just get really, really ecstatic. Because one, I made it, and I did not have to spend $120 on a figure that's yay tall. Anyways, um, yeah, instead I spent probably a total of $10 producing it myself. Yes, so then I let's get into 3D printing. So I got into that as well to help maintain the the financial edge that is Warhammer. Because, well, if I print a unit out in Warhammer, for my Warhammer armies, I mean, it's going to only cost me probably 5, maybe $10, whereas it would cost me 60 plus if I were to go buy it at a store or buy it on Amazon. So what I have is a resin UV light printer. So basically how that works is you have a pool of resin, and then there's a build plate that gets dipped into the resin vat. And basically, what happens is there's a UV light that shines onto the plate, and it basically hardens the resin in place. It's actually really cool, and it's kind of amazing that we just have this technology available, like for anyone. It was only 500 bucks, by the way. But then once it rises, it kind of dries off for a sec, and then it goes back in, dips, and then the light shines again, hardens it, and it's a very long process, but it allows you to build very stable, strong miniatures, and I love it. I do you want to know how much money I've saved with my 3D printer? I've made my money back twofold at least. I've made probably $1,000 worth of Warhammer figures that I saved money on because I wasn't spending the actual money to get the Games Workshop models. Let me tell you, unless you're playing competitively in tournaments, 3D printing's the way to go. Wink, wink. Ugh. All right. Um. Well, on top of Warhammer and uh 3D printing, I have gotten into painting naturally, and oh, pardon me, defining more of my artistic integrity and whatnot. So created some less than digital media, a few paintings on cardboard, a few on canvas, and I enjoy the way they look. I have this one that I think is really cool. So it's a house traveling through space, and this was also like at around the same time that Elon Musk decided, oh yes, I'm going to send a car into space because I have so much money and I don't know what to do with it. Instead of solving world hunger like I promised. Yeah, I'm not going to forget that. Um, but yeah, so there's just a car like drifting in conjunction with this house just drifting through space, and yeah, it's a pretty fun one. I enjoy that. I'd love to hang it up, but it's cardboard, so I'd like to get a frame for it before that. Um, but yeah, I've been enjoying a lot of my less than digital media creation, and um, probably show some of it off in a video or something, some one-off video. But then I also got back into video games. Yeah, yeah. So basically, I was kind of just trying to find any and everything to keep me distracted when I moved up to Michigan because, like I said, I was struggling to make friends again in my life, and basically, I was just trying to find a way to find myself. So, yeah, one of the things I wound up. Hold up, I think I lost my place here. Yeah, I was talking about video games. So I was really interested in a Bethesda title known as Starfield. And I know Starfield on release was very much considered a very basic game that wasn't very special in any way, shape, or form. But to me, Starfield is special because it got me back into video gaming again. Um, because I personally love I shouldn't say I love Bethesda titles because that makes me sound like, Bethesda, why don't you give me free games? I would love that very much. uh, but so yeah, Starfield got me back into video gaming, and just because like it's about exploring worlds that y- you've never experienced before, getting into the nitty-gritty, getting out of your character's comfort zone. But yeah, so Starfield got me back into gaming, and some of the other games I've been playing fairly religiously have been like Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, I know. Give me the shit. Give me the shit. It's a great online community. Everyone's actually super friendly. I it's great. I love it when people buy my shit at my camp. It makes me feel like I'm like selling important shit. It it's honestly such a good game now after years past its release date. Fallout 7, don't shit on Fallout 76. That's my shit. But, also be playing Minecraft, Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. Oh, I started that on Xbox over there, then started playing on PC. Let me tell you, the experience is great regardless of which console or you play on, but I have wanted a game like that for so long where you are on the battlefield commanding armies and then also fighting the enemy. Like that is such a cool fucking concept. Like you control a whole army and you also control yourself. The controls are complicated at first, don't get me wrong, but they become very easy once you get the hang of it and you're like, "Oh yeah, no, this is actually fun. This is a great game." And you're like, "Yeah, no, this is a fantastic game. I love it. I love it." And then, War Sales, the update, love that too. Oh my god. The fact that now I can travel to islands in the game and control armies from boats. Oh, dude, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. It's like Chivalry, but if you were the man in Chivalry, you know? It boss game. Uh and then I've also gotten into Warhammer video games, like Total War, Space Marine 2. So, I will say I purposefully tried to get Warhammer miniatures before I got Space Marine 2. And that was so that way I couldn't be the guy that was, "Oh yeah, you only started playing Warhammer just because you started playing Space Marine 2," because there is a large community like that, and a lot of you know, for whatever reason, people like to ruin tabletop games and just make the community like very close guarded. We don't accept outsiders. Well, you do because how else are you supposed to grow, you dumb fuck? Like, oh my god, don't even get me started on Magic the Gathering. I got into that too. Oh, good God, Magic. So, like, anything you can think about a Warhammer player, Magic the Gathering is worse. Yes, yes. Okay, so you may think people that play Warhammer don't shower. Not me. I shower. I actually just showered this morning, as you can see. I'm not sure if you can see, my hair's dry, but um, yeah, as you can see, I shower. But, typically people in these hobbies are known for not showering. And yeah, I've tried playing games with these people and I'd prefer to not have that scent in my home. It's like you're just gatekeeping the game with your horrendous stench, man. Good God. Let, let me play my fucking magic card game, motherfucker. God damn. Um, hmm. So one of the first things I actually got into when I was in Michigan was HEMA fencing. So what first got me into that was I had seen some clips for AMMA. And what that is that is armored mixed martial arts. So that is when men in full suits of armor get dressed up and then beat the fuck out of each other with dulled medieval weapons. It is super fucking badass and should be more popular and should definitely be on ESPN. I mean, you're going to throw it's real it's real gladiator fighting, and here's the thing about real gladiator fights. Here's the thing about real gladiator fights, y'all. They didn't actually die. That's something just portrayed in the modern media, so then that way you like feel bad for the slaves because they were still slaves, 100%. You should feel bad for them on that aspect. However, gladiators typically did not die because why the hell would you want your product to not be existing anymore? You made money off of these guys fighting. So you wanted them to live through these fights. So if the emperor, so like it was very uncommon for the sometimes it was the emperor, whoever was in charge of the Colosseum was sitting in there. They very rarely gave a thumbs down unless it was a very disliked fighter and like absolutely nobody liked him and and everybody just wanted to see this guy fucking die. So yes, gladiator fights were actually more like AMMA than what they're perceived as in the media. I'm pretty sure they used sharp weapons, but I'm pretty sure they also used very good armor in very high vulnerability spots. So yeah, don't even get me started on gladiator fights, man. Don't even get me started. But yeah, so AMMA is what got me into HEMA fencing. So what HEMA stands for is Historical European Martial Arts. And so basically what that is you're learning all the historical movements and footworks of the people who were fighting in these wars at like it, he- it's insane, really. I love it so much because so like in Olympic fencing, they'll use lighter swords because they're easier to move around, right? So in HEMA, they use historically accurate weapons. So their weapons are, like if you're holding a HEMA longsword, it's going to weigh like 6, 7 pounds. Sorry, sorry. um, but even uh saber is like 3 to 4. Like these things are. It doesn't sound heavy when you're talking about it, but when you're swinging it repeatedly, blocking, and all these other things, it starts to get fucking heavy. It starts to get fucking heavy. It really like lets you appreciate history more, I feel. So I do feel that more people should get into HEMA fencing, and even if you don't practice it, just like learning about it is something cool to learn about it because it, like I said, it lets you appreciate war, duels, and all that stuff better. And I'll tell you this, it also goes to show you how fucking easy it would be to beat any movie character because they don't know how to fight. They don't actually know how to fight with swords or anything. It's very, very sad. Very sad. Because, like, you'll see them block, and they're in the perfect spot to stab a motherfucker. They won't capitalize on it because it's not cinematic. Sorry, I got cut off there. I didn't realize this camera had a time limit. I should be more aware of things like that, though. But this isn't going to be much longer. But I'll keep that in mind for the next one. No, don't look. Oh yeah, okay. So this is a bit more depressing, whatnot. So another reason as to why I haven't really been online, on YouTube, on anything, I dropped out of school, and I feel weird about that. I feel awkward conversating about that. It was not the right place for me, and it just felt, I don't want to say it was a waste of time. I met people there that I'm gonna be honest, I don't talk to still, but I mean, I I I just feel weird about the whole experience. I had trouble making friends there, and I had trouble making friends in Michigan, but now I'm back to my normal self, and yeah, I guess I've just been going through a lot mentally, and I feel better now. I do. I genuinely do. And I know that a lot of people out there struggle with mental health, but I can only say what I feel like everyone else says, and that is to just take everything one day at a time, do the best you can to keep your mind clean. For everyone that it's different. For some people, it involves outside substances. No, not me, not me. No, no, not me. I would never. Um, but yeah, so that's me being real. I was depressed, lonely, and dropped out of school, so I just felt very alone in my journey when I know there's so many other people that have the same story. So I really don't know why I got so in my head about that, but I do genuinely feel better. I do. I feel better. Excuse me. Do you mind fucking off, truck? Goddamn dump truck. Also, this is my apartment, or mine and Hannah's apartment. As you can see, it's pretty cute. We got posters up, and we got a couch with a Baja blanket on it because you know I mess with Baja stuff. Actually, I'm not sure if I've worn anything Baja related on the channel, but yes, I have several ponchos and Baja hoodies. That sounds funny. Mm. Well, yeah, as you can see, I another thing that's hard to do when making videos is cutting out background sound. Yeah, that's a big pain in the ass. So, that's another reason why I didn't make shit for the longest time was because I didn't have my own quiet space. You hear that? Yeah, it's quiet. And it's not that there's any problems at my house or anything. It's just there's a 6-year-old running around, and 6-year-olds don't tend to be quiet, nor do two not fixed English bulldogs. Yeah, they tend to be a bit loud too. And I remember this one time specifically, I was getting a tripod out to shoot a video, and my dogs, not my dogs because they aren't here clearly, but I remember getting a tripod out and they just went fucking crazy, man. Like they started attacking it and stuff, and I'm like they have an issue with like stick-shaped objects for whatever reason. Anytime one gets pulled out, it's immediately on site. Okay, okay, Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Chill. Pam Beasley. Chill. Yeah, that's what my dogs are named after, just so you know. Very unrelated too, but they're related. Mother and daughter. Lucy's the mother of Beasley, but the names are unrelated. I wanted to name Beasley something like Rita, but what's the funny thing about Beasley is that she actually has a bee in her fur. It's really interesting. So yeah, and we didn't even find that until after we named her Beasley. So it's very much like, I see. Um, ooh, Madonna would probably be a good name for Beasley too, because she is a prima donna. Donna, Donna, the prima donna, 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 the prima donna. Okay, sorry. Um, but yeah, I'm probably going to do like a digital tour with y'all here soon. Uh, it's a space. It's quiet. It's private. It's what I need. um, Now usually these things work better with a guest. So I actually invited my friend Macho Man Randy Savage over here, and we're just gonna talk to him real quick. So, Macho Man, what have you been up to? Oh yeah! Don't you know that I'm trying to get into a Slim Jim? Yeah! Don't you know that when the cream in the can, yeah, it rises to the top, and me, I'm that cream. I'm not sure if that had anything to do with what I said. You're going nowhere. You got 3 minutes. Tell me, is Bonesaw ready? Bonesaw is ready. And yeah, that's how we're closing out this episode. Thank you very much for tuning in and checking in on me, I guess. But next time I do this, I'm probably going to have a guest. And maybe I probably won't be wearing headphones. I'll probably be having my girlfriend be doing that. She's not here right now. So that's why she's not doing it right now. But basically what these headphones do is they allow me to hear that the microphone is picking up, so I can also see that on my condenser here, so it's not like anything that I need to on my person, but Probably be better if someone else was doing it while I was talking to someone else. And then this is also going to be on dynamic setting as opposed to condenser setting. So then it's going to be like, wow, I hear from across the fucking room. Yeah. But yeah, I look forward to getting into all this. I've missed this. I've missed doing this. I've missed talking, really. The amount of times I've just been sitting alone, not talking, droning on thoughts, evil, conniving, manipulative thoughts. This is Joey Simcoe signing off on the 29th episode of the Exotic Trash Podcast. I love you guys.